is hot boiled root ginger. This is my Ramadan fast, day 6, part 2. Let's organise this table. Grapefruit, apple, and boiled root ginger. I had my meal at 9:10, so I went around 24 hours without any food. But I had water in the morning around, I think 3:30 was. So I'm suffering with a cold, but my body is dealing with it. It's gripped my body, but it's a bad cold. My skin hurts, all my skin against my clothes, but it's not like the flu I had with the Australian flu, where I was shaking in bed like this. But I've been bedridden the whole day, but I feel my body fighting it very well. And it's been the toughest challenge for me. And the reason why this has been a very tough challenge, having a cold like this, bordering on flu, is because I haven't eaten. So I've felt like my body eating itself. You know, when you're hungry, when you've got the flu or cold, they say to drink lots of fluid and eat food to absorb the bacteria in the body. Whereas I have been starving, and it's been the most painful day today, starving and not giving this bug any sort of drink to take it away, to treat it. I'm deadly serious about this fast. I'm going to do this fast. And it's something surprising. By doing this fast, it's made me spiritual. It's made me think about life, about how lucky we are, as I've mentioned before. And you appreciate yourself, and you think about God or Allah. I do think about even the other side, Allah, because I believe in God, but I haven't been baptized. Okay, but I consider myself British because I was born here in Britain, and I follow the Christian churches. But I'm not actually a Christian, because you're not Christian until you've been formally baptized. So I have got the option, if I really wanted to actually go Muslim, believe it or not. You should never be scared to go to any faith or anything you feel that make you happy. I've got a cousin who's converted to Muslim, and he's very, very happy. So people should never be scared of people, what they think of you, what you do, if you do convert. So if I felt I wanted to convert, then that's my choice, or my partner. But we just go by the fact that we're British, we're born here, and we believe in God. And that's how it is so far for me. But I have been thinking of other faiths, and when you do a fast like this deep, it really takes your mind somewhere else. You start thinking about other things. You start to question things. That's what I've been doing. I've been honest with you what I've been feeling. I've been questioning myself, everything, and things happening around the world, wickedness, people killing people, and just why is the world the way it is, people dying, and families breaking up, like my family. Why you go for divorce and you find a wrong woman, you find a woman who's on drugs, like myself. I met a woman who was on drugs, drink, glue sniffing, and alcohol, lactic acid inhalation, Valium tablets, everything. And in 1982, I saw this woman, and I had the kindness in my heart to save her. I sacrificed my youth, and I don't know what I've done. I'm a young man, I'll get any woman I want. And I chose this Irish woman in the UK. I met her, I took her. She's already pregnant with 2 weeks with a baby girl in the belly, and ridden with drugs, and literally killing the baby. And something, God up there, just made, it must be God, because or myself, I must have God in me to do something like that, because it's a godly act to having given up all my youth, when I can have had a perfect woman who cleans the house, who don't take drugs, who don't drink alcohol, like, you know, like a tap, I mean vodka. You know, the ex-wife I had can drink alcohol to kill a bloke. A bloke tried dying keeping up with her. A friend of ours trying to come around the house and he died keeping up with her. You know, Irish people can really drink. And to have a woman who's just not capable of being a wife, and therefore derail you, you can't be a proper man either, because you can't come home to a nice flat. You've got balance in the home. So therefore you struggle as a father bringing your children up. And there's things you can do a lot better, which you can't do because you're not operating efficiently. I'm going to give you an example, like I keep repeating this. And this is not negative talk, this is positive talk. Because whenever you go for a problem and you can look back on your life experiences, you look back and you ask yourself, could I have done things better? And like I said with me, if I'd gone back in that same era, I would have run. Having the experience I know now, whereas there I was 21, if I knew what I knew now, I would have run. But like I said, to go back in time, you look at the mistakes you made and you just wonder what you've done to avoid the situation you're in or get yourself out of it. I would have asked for professional help. And I know what professional help would have done. They would have taken my partner in. They would have taken her in the drug she was on. They would have taken her in. It's madness. Have I got regrets? I can't say I've got regrets because the children are born and they have in their life, and a huge input of the way the children are is the way I brought them up. I was very, very strict on them. And some would say so strict because I hate my children. Oh, this bug is a killer. Let's check this time. Mustn't go past the time. It's past. I hate my father beat me when I was a child. My father abused me. I got absolutely beaten every day for nothing. Things happened to me and my other brothers didn't see because they weren't born yet. They wasn't born. The worst beatings I took was up to the age of 10. The worst torturous beatings. And I had a brother of mine who was the second brother. He was 4 years old. When I was 10, he was 4, Stephen. And then you got Adrian, he was 1. And then you had Titus, my brother Titus born. But I took beatings for nothing. I had a disturbed sister, Damiana. She came from the Caribbean when she was around 4 to 5 years old. And she used to walk up to me and just punch me in the face. She was very, very strong. And then she used to bite my eyes while I was sleeping in bed. I mean, literally bite me in the eye, and very malicious. She used to do things around the house and just cut the fridge doors and tell my dad it's me who done it, or she would make me suffer. And she would make me suffer. She would bash me. She was so strong. I was no comparison for her. I was small and I couldn't handle her. And my dad would never ask me or research and find out who did it or what. He would just bash us, just smash me. Belts, buckles, machine, I mean beating so much that I pissed myself and even pooed myself. And this had a great psychological effect on my mind and my development as a child. And this is something I haven't spoken about much, but I'm starting to speak about it. And my dad's a beast, and just hope God has mercy on his soul. And my dad, I wish my dad turned to a Muslim or give himself to a faith or gave himself to God, because my dad was a horrible person. And the rest of the brothers don't realise it because they were young and they don't see it. They're not intelligent enough to see what my dad has done to the family. Like I said, during this time of fasting, just Ramadan fast, is not to seek any negativity, but it's to look at positive thoughts. And by me speaking like this, I'm not looking at negativity or hate. I'm just looking back at my past. Like I said, the fast is making me aware of what I've been through, my path of life. And really, I can't believe I'm here. I really can't. I had around the family as mum was dying with cancer that didn't visit the hospital enough. And a brother of mine, Adrian, gave me a hard time. Oh, didn't come to hospital, really slaughtered me. He called me a fat cunt on YouTube's word he used. And the fat cunt, he just lashed out at me. And he never used his intelligence in the hospital. Why isn't he here? Well, why my brother isn't at the hospital as much as he should be? Well, the reason why I didn't go to the hospital to visit my mum is because of I was going through depression, a lot of depression and illness. And also a big factor of that is also the family negativity. And me wanting to avoid my father, me wanting to avoid my brother Stephen. I want to avoid him, but he's a real negative effect on me. I don't like to be around him. I didn't want to be around Titus. He comes in the hospital drunk. My brother's got a drink problem. He comes in the hospital drunk, and he got Adrian. We're Adrian. They just don't get on. I feel positive around them. They're very negative. So, have you been in situations where you don't want to be around family? It puts you up in the position of being around family where they judge you and they're so negative, and you just can't be around them. It's just the wrong people to be around, the wrong area. It's like you can go to a certain area, a part of the world, you just don't like being there. Even though your mum's got cancer and she's dying, I couldn't be in the hospital with them there. And also, like I said, I was very ill. And I had to go to Bali and Thailand to heal myself, my partner. And also, I was also dealing with my partner too also. My partner, she got, like I said, it's a time when fasting makes you think about what you've been through. And also my partner's been through quite a lot, which the family don't realise what I've been dealing with. My partner is between the age of 8 and 10, she got raped by people in the area. And one of the worst rapists was her brother. So these are things I had to deal with. When I met her, I had to really treat her and get her out of the mindset of the trauma. Like I said, trauma. Counselling failed her, so I had to do it. And it's such a tough thing. You imagine a woman elbowing you in bed at night and you can't sleep. Even today now, it's hard to sleep with my partner in bed. And she's had a baby now, and the baby's taken the room. But very, very difficult to sleep because the rape has affected her, so her body actions in bed are not comfortable. But the baby's here now, and we've got 3 in the bed right now because her belly's getting really big. But her parents also neglected her, and the grandfather also, when she was 10 years old, he asked her to show her, you know, her bottom part, to expose herself down below, and then if she did it, then he will show his, and it's happened. Can you imagine she'd been raped already, all these boys, and then her brother, the worst rapist. Imagine the damage to her system and her mind, and then to have a grandfather. These are people who are meant to look after you and love you as children, to do that, ask you to flash yourself. Ron Wood, her uncle, I mentioned the name Ron Wood. He flashed her after she showed herself to him, and she didn't know what she was doing as a girl, really messed up and in trauma. When I met her, before I met her, she spent 1 year just stuck inside her house like this, not going anywhere, literally locked in trauma. So I met her at a steam room, a spa in Ashford, Kent, where we met, and I saw her trauma. I saw there was something wrong. But she's the most wonderful woman ever I've met in my life. I've never met anyone like her, and I've never loved anyone like her. She's really special and a gem to have in the house. She's a homemaker. She don't drink, she don't smoke, don't do drugs, she don't use foul language. She's very holy. She can believe in, she finds a good faith, she will follow it. She believes in God. I think she's been baptized as a Christian, but I have not been baptized yet at all. But she's a godly person. There's not an ounce of nastiness in her. Like I said, my 3 children are corrupt because the way I raised them, like I said, what happened with the bad steering wheel, which went wrong. The kids, and me beating my son Tyson, the youngest one, and something happened with his girlfriend where I grasped him. I said he was cheating behind her back to destroy his relationship, so he can get on with his new partner he's with now. I felt that he was getting himself into trouble, and this doorman almost put a pair of knuckle dusters in his head when he was having a fight in a car park in a place called Tottenham one evening, and he didn't know what's going to happen, but I was there behind the door, and I thought to myself, this has got to stop. He's having a row with his friend Aaron, and in the car park the bouncer was going to go and put the fist in my son's head. So I told the bouncer, what are you doing? It's my son. So that stopped, so I decided to go and grass his ex-partner to stop him seeing her. I told him that he cheated on her on holiday, so he'd break the relationship. And this all backfired on me. He went and told my brothers that I had an affair with the partner. He tried to hurt me, which isn't true. I did nothing with the salt. I told him I fucked up, excuse my language, that I effed up, and he turned around and said to me, you'll never see your grandchildren again, which I didn't, because he had a baby girl called Maya, which she died, whooping cough. I never saw her. He's got a son, baby boy, I'm not going to mention the name now. He's with a partner called Sam, and she doesn't know what's happened, and she's cut me out of life. He's lied to her, and this is the way it is now in our lives. I don't see my son and my daughter. I'm not going to talk about her. She's done something terrible, and my youngest son. But they're all doing well, and like I said, positiveness, think positive, think happy. I will wish them all the best, but I've got my life now. I've got my son Isaac, another one on the way, and a lovely woman. So there's nothing to worry about. Just leave it as it is. So now, let's see, I've got to get this done before the time runs out. I've got around 20 minutes to drink this ginger and eat this apple. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a break and I'll come back after that chat. But the life goes on. We've got such a short time on this planet, such a short time. And while I'm gone, I want you to think about this. Singularity, humans versus AI, and 5G versus God, Allah. Go on Google, go on YouTube, type this in, watch the videos. It will absolutely blow your mind. If you don't believe the YouTube, go on Google and research. Listen to Elon Musk and David Icke and there's a few others. You have to see what's coming our way. Human beings have tapped into the demon of technology, demons of technology. Like I said, if you look at everyone in society now, everyone's on a mobile phone, they seem lost. Very lost in the mobile phone. No one's very conscious with the world. Pubs are banning mobile phones now because everyone's lost in the mobile phones like this. People on the side of the road have their mobile phones snatched from them because they're in a different world. So these mobile gangs are snatching their phones off of them. So this is the way we are. We're lost in our phones. Before we used to have a map, an ordnance survey map. We'd find directions where to go. Now it's a sat-nav. What happens if all this technology goes down? There's an EMP attack and if all this technology was to go, people will be lost. So like I'm saying, technology, AI is already here, taking over. Like I like to be optimistic about it because it can go a good way. But you know, human beings may create something and AI will just destroy us all. Like the military, warfare, people. You just don't know the way it develops itself. It may destroy us to stop us destroying ourselves. That's what I'm looking at AI. It may look at us as such an inferior species. It may destroy us because it knows that we will destroy ourselves and it knows that we're an inferior species. I'll take an example. Look at my family. I've got lovely 3 children. Look at my father, the way I treat my mum. So the AI looks at all that as primitive, that brothers cannot get on, they can't intelligently get on with each other. So it looks at us that human beings would put a nuclear bomb, would bomb our country, kill millions of people. Look at Nagasaki, look at Hiroshima. So, Second World War, First World War. So, think about this while I'm gone, and I'll come back in a minute in part 2. We'll have another chat.